What is a KAVU day? It's where everything goes and anything's possible. It's a perspective applied to lifestyle. It's where hard work turns into hard play and life becomes clear above, visibility unlimited.
Flight attendants, please be seated for departure.
A KAVU day is about good friends and experiencing life to the fullest value. I hope you can join me in the KAVU Super Cub to go and search for the ultimate KAVU day. We're on our way to the hangar. It took quite a bit to get finished. The winter on the Oregon coast, the amount of water that comes out of the sky is pretty much apocalyptic, so having a dry space to work on the airplane has been a game changer. It's incredible. But I had the help of a guy who has become one of my better friends here on the coast.
My name is Louie Cole. I was born right here, up the 10 Mile Valley. I'm a builder and waterman, and after a lifetime of travels, I realized that this is the place I'd like to be.
I met Lou when I first moved to the coast, and we became pretty fast friends, mostly because we shared a passion for surfing in the ocean.
What I feel is the best about this area, Oregon coast, is just how remote everything is. The way that the mountains come right to the ocean, the steep rock faces, the birds, it's unreal. It's so different all over the world. We've got whales, pelicans, all the fish. Being in the fall and hanging out, sitting out with your buddies, and the salmon start jumping around you. All of a sudden, you know, it's time to get the boat out and go catch a few salmon.
I learned over time that he was a contractor and a very, very, very experienced builder of custom homes and furniture in a very unique way. He's been danger felling trees on people's properties and basically trading them, doing it for free, which is, it's actually a pretty expensive service to hire somebody to come and drop a tree that's maybe threatening your house or would be difficult to remove otherwise. And Lou will go and remove that tree for free, and then he takes that wood and mills it on the property that he grew up on in a place called 10 Mile Creek, just south of Newport, and he turns that wood into just amazing projects and incredible things to put in people's homes.
About 10 years ago, my wife Mary and I decided to embark on a path of getting a sawmill and kind of trying to follow a little bit in the steps of what my dad did out here. We did it a little differently. We determined that we wanted to do only a salvage operation, so we came up with a bit of a motto that was no tree cut for profit. And for years, what I would do when I had much bigger crews is I'd travel all over Oregon and do danger felling, take down some really beautiful trees for people that couldn't quite afford it. We just trade it for the wood, and just realized how rewarding it was to, you know, take a material that was just slated for rot and turn it into something beautiful we could put into people's homes. Our plan for this property is to be able to, you know, not touch it and leave it for our children. What's on the mill right now is some white oak that came out of Albany. We're going to be building ourselves a home here next year, and this is going to be all turning into flooring, which is pretty exciting. It's one of the best parts of life out here.
As my friendship with Lou developed, I asked if he would be willing to help me with this process of getting this hangar built, and he generously agreed to trade me some time and to help with his expertise and resources to help me get this thing built so that I had a safe place to put the plane. The other thing that's been really cool is that Lou hasn't really spent that much time in small airplanes, and yet he's been really curious about aviation in general.
It had been a few decades since I've been in a small plane, and so I had to, for one reason or another, I had avoided it for a bit. Oh, I was about 20. And I hopped a flight from Central America to Belize to meet up with my dad. A buddy of his had a puddle jumper, literally taking off a beach, and the guy's got a beer in his lap and a hamburger, and he's dripping the hamburger between his lap, and he almost touches one of his wings off on the beach as he's going, and gets it up, and this guy is just an absolute mess. And so as soon as we get up in the air, he starts telling us about how his wife just divorced him the day before. I look at my dad, and my dad just looks at me and goes, "It's cheap." I was like, "Seriously, man? This is a terrible idea." All right, so
The idea that maybe he might want to learn how to fly someday, especially since he might want to fly him and his family to some of his favorite surf destinations or to go visit other family around the country. To be able to introduce him to aviation has been a really unique and pretty rewarding trade for me to give him. Building this hangar wasn't just the experience of building it. In the process of that, I gained a really, really, really close friend and someone that I respect a lot and that I appreciate a lot, not just for his expertise and his abilities and his time, but also just his friendship. So hopefully trading some aviation, getting him in the back of the plane for the first time, and eventually transitioning into hopefully helping him become a pilot himself. Hopefully that'll be the give and take that we all, sort of seek in life, is just giving the best, most joyous things in our lives to the people around us, especially those that we care about.
it's so different. I spent so much of my time, on a dirt bike back in the mountains, all over exploring and being able to actually see those same roads and the same trails from the air. Pretty inspiring. As soon as you started telling me about how you had a stick for the rear and I'd be able to fly, I was just like, I don't think that sounds like a real good idea, but I'm game.
Man, thanks for making time.
Oh man, way fun.
I think so many people just don't realize that you're capable of doing whatever you want in this life. People feel they have constraints that they don't. They're imagined. The world is whatever you want it to be. It's just that time with other people that is so important right in this moment, and it's always such a difficult balance. It takes work. We don't have any, there's no free money. So you got to work hard. It's like the number one limiting factor in people's lives is they just don't realize that they can't. They can just slow down and live their best life. Life's not all about work. Time is the only thing you have.
Super Day, traffic code 406 Zulu is clear to the active.